Different Americans will share different thoughts when asked about the United States' 250th birthday this year. No other segment of the population has had a relationship with the U.S. government like Native Americans have had. It's a complicated history marked by not only tragedy, but also survival. For tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Dan Santella set out to learn about how Indigenous people view the United States' 250th anniversary. But as you're about to see, the story morphed into how people see tomorrow.
The Rosebud Sioux Tribal headquarters sits in a valley surrounded by vibrant green pine trees. Here, Russell Eaglebear is a cultural liaison with the tribe's president. He once taught in a classroom. Today, he's still teaching about yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
I mean, I'm glad I'm still here and I'm able to still speak my language and still look like a native. Yeah, but an old native now.
There's pride in his voice as he reflects on history. 2026 isn't just the 250th anniversary of the United States. It's also the anniversary of a battle the Lakota and Cheyenne won in 1876.
Little Bighorn. And that's what, we're celebrating 150th anniversary of that battle with Custer.
It's a story of resilience and renewal for our Native nations.
Lisa Whitepipe is vice president of the Rosebud Sioux Tribe. A sign reading Honor Indian Treaties sits behind her.
The battle was not only just a single battle alone. It was about the United States' violation of the Fort Laramie Treaty.
Sherry Plank sits on the Rosebud Sioux Tribal Council. She says thinking about what her ancestors experienced still hurts.
People came and created a country on land you were already living on. It was very difficult. And the atrocities that came from that, colonization, and how it's affected our people is very disheartening. It's hurtful, and I think it's a shameful thing that this country sweeps under the rug. And I feel that there needs to be more acknowledgement towards Native peoples and towards the historical traumas that our people have faced.
One example of that trauma is the Carlisle Federal Indian Boarding School in Pennsylvania.
We had some children who died there. And just recently, we had the opportunity to retrieve them, bring them home, back to their home country. And we still have relatives that were alive that took them and did their ceremony with them and buried them. So those are things that is good for us to make sure that we create a healing process for our people.
We need to teach the people of this country, including Native students, the history of this country, the true history, not a one-sided history.
The Lower Brule Sioux Tribe's land overlooks the Missouri River. For Chairman Boyd Gorno, the 250th anniversary has him thinking about the many Indigenous people who've served in the military.
More of a celebration for us in the sense of our veterans that fought for this country.
Some are honored on these granite slabs at the Lower Brule Tribal headquarters.
The biggest celebration this year, I guess, for us is a Little Bighorn. It's 150 years. But my son is in the Marines as we speak, and I'm proud of all of them who fought for this country's freedom.
When asked about the United States' anniversary, Gorno brings up the celebration planned at Mount Rushmore, which sits on sacred land for Native Americans.
I guess with the fireworks going on in the Black Hills, they ought to remember whose land they're on.
Across the river in Fort Thompson, you enter the land of the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe. That's where we found Dawn McGee, a member of the tribe and a proud Native woman who spent decades in education.
I worked with kids all my life, and I'm proud. And there's a lot of people to be proud of.
North of Fort Thompson, we also found ourselves in a rainstorm, followed by a brilliant rainbow. A short time later, with the colors still shining, we meet tribal member Jeff Swanson. The 250th birthday has him thinking of the people who came before him.
I have to think of my ancestors, and what we went through here as a people, as Hunkpati people.
Swanson is a counselor who helps guide people at the Hummingbird Lodge in Fort Thompson, where relatives can seek and find peace and healing. Life can be difficult here.
It's just hard not to see the struggle and see beyond that. And the starvation still, the alcoholism, the high suicide rate.
But tomorrow, and maybe even today, might be better.
But seeing a rainbow today, that reminds me of positivity, thinking positive, seeing the good in every person, place, staying in situation, and trying to provide that either through words or actions, our hand in our community.
Anniversaries sometimes aren't so much about the past as they are about what could still come down the road.
I'm working hard to try and create a better future for my people.
A better future through education.
And you get to see how people prosper when there is good education and teachers.
And civic engagement.
And I think our people really need to well-versed on that so that they can make a difference on a national election and on the state elections, plus our own tribal elections.
I like to have government-to-government consultation and maintain that liaison between our tribe and the government so that we can maintain a good relationship. When it comes to federal funding, our lands, our language.
Our Native voices need to be heard. The tribes need to be heard.
We are here, we are surviving, and we are rebuilding.
Survival is an ongoing process. Along this journey, as these perspectives make clear, there is hope.
It's going to storm on us, but the sun's going to shine on us. I see good days coming. I see healing coming.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Dan Santella.
We'll post the entire interview with Russell Eaglebear, the cultural liaison, in this report on our website tomorrow morning. We'll be right back.